Cool, so we're just coming up to 7 o'clock now. So if you start in the center of your mats and just come to Tadasana, we'll begin with a quick warm-up. So we're just going to roll the shoulders back and down, maybe 5 to 6 times backwards. And then 5 to 6 times forwards if you haven't changed direction already. Then when you've done 5 or 6 rotations in both directions, just come back to neutral. Inhale to lift one arm up high to the sky, reach up tall. Exhale, reach all the way over to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale, reach over to the other side. We're just going to do 5 rotations from side to side. Last one each side. And then just come back to neutral, take the arms out wide, and then we're going to wrap the arms around the body as we twist to look behind. Again, 5 to 8 rotations. Just letting the arms fling out and wrap round. Finding that length through the middle. One more each side. And then just slowly come back to center. From here, you're going to inhale as you reach up tall, extended Tadasana, bend at the knees. Exhale, fold forwards into your Uttanasana forward fold variation with a ragdoll, So draw the chest across the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor. Hold opposite hand to opposite elbow and just swing from side to side. Just gradually work into the lower area, so your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings. You can bounce up and down if you prefer, or just stay still. Whatever you prefer, just take 2 more deep breaths. And then just gently take your hands all the way to the floor, step the feet back and find your down facing dog position. From here, just take a moment to pedal out the feet. Think about extending through the spine, so have a nice soft knee, press through the hands, push the crown of the head towards the floor. Find that length in the spine as you pull your shoulder blades apart to find breadth across the upper back. And just gently ease into the back of those calves, those hamstrings. This also helps improve mobility within the feet, the ankles and the hips. And then if you want to, you can just come still with the feet and take a few pulses through the shoulders, opening up the chest and the arms. And then when you're ready, we're just going to take the right foot outside of the right hand into a low lizard lunge. So drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, tap that elbow to the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, elbow to the floor. Last one, inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, elbow to the floor. Replace the hand, step back to down facing dog. And then repeat on the other side. So left foot comes outside of left hand, dropping back right knee. Inhale to lift and twist with that left hand up to the sky. Exhale, elbow to the ground. Inhale to lift. Exhale, elbow. And last one, inhale to lift. Exhale, take that elbow to the ground. Replace the hand, step back to down facing dog. And you're going to walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Find your Uttanasana forward fold. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat. Find your squat stance. And then inhale as you come all the way up. Extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. Exhale as you come down into your garland pose. Just take a moment there to lift through the chest. Keep a nice upright torso. Maybe bounce it out in the bottom of that squat. Open up those hips. You can wiggle from side to side. Whatever you need to do, just keep a nice upright torso. Don't bend over like this. If that means your heels are off the ground, that's absolutely fine. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. And then we're going to walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat and we'll take a vinyasa. So high plank, option to drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, press up to cobra or sphinx. And then exhale as we tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. Walk the feet all the way in toward the hands. Come into your Uttanasana, forward fold again. Inhale, come all the way up. Extended Tadasana. Exhale, release the arms. reset, shake it all out, and we'll begin with our 3 rounds. So we're sticking with the mobility, the strength, and the calorie burner rounds. You've got 5 movements in each round. For those of you who haven't done this before, you're going to work for 45 seconds. In between that, you'll have 25 seconds rest. Over those 5 movements, then you'll have a full minute's rest in between each round. In that 25 seconds, I'll explain the next movement. And that's it to it, really. And then we'll just go through a quick cool down at the end to finish. So, I'll explain the first movement now, and then the WOD timer is actually going to be on the screen. So I'll come over there and start it off in a minute. So the first one today is a scat press. So it's the mobility round. We're working on mobility and stability in these movements. So really focus on your alignment and position. You can either do this in a plank position or hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So option 1, plank, which is like this. Make sure that you've got a nice solid plank though if you're going to do this, or come down with those knees and find that same position but with your knees on the ground. From here, you're just keeping everything else absolutely still. Keep the elbows locked, and then just letting the chest come through the arms, pressing the ground away. So you're pinching the shoulder blades together, pulling the shoulder blades apart essentially. So you're just getting that small movement from the upper body, not in your lower back at all. So you've got 45 seconds of those to do. Let me just get the timer up now. So it will start in 10 seconds, or 5 seconds now, coming up to. So set yourself up in that position, wherever that might be. And then when you're ready, just work through, exhaling to lower, inhaling to lift, and press away. So when you're doing that, think about pulling that shoulder blade apart as you press away from the ground to create space across the upper back. Really think about stabilizing that shoulder girdle. You're over halfway. So you've just got 20 seconds to go, and then we'll be on to the next movement. If you need to come back and take a break in child's pose at any point, please do. You have 10 seconds to go. And then the next one will be a lizard lunge pulse. So in 5, 4, 2, 1, relax. So the next one is a lizard lunge pulse. So we're going to do this half and half. So lifting that back knee off the floor, taking the right foot outside of the right hand, step it back just slightly, bend the elbows out to the side, and you're just going to pulse, or sorry, don't bend the elbows out to the side, you're just going to pulse in that lizard lunge, and then at half time, switch and go to the other side. So set yourself up in that lizard lunge, right foot outside of right hand, lifting that back knee, so really squeeze that back thigh, and just pulse up and down. Feel that stretch in the hip and the groin area. If you want to, you can press the knee away with one hand as you do this. And you're just coming up to halfway, so switch sides. Left foot outside of left hand. Keep going, guys, you've got this. It doesn't give me the full breakdown on this new clock, so keep going and you're nearly there, and relax. The next one, you're going to go into a body flow. So come from your down facing dog position. You're going to inhale as you roll forwards, drop the hips, look up into cobra, and then exhale as you press back to down facing dog. Feel free to spend a bit of time in each position if you want to. Find the stretch and then roll forwards as you come through. You're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So come up into that down facing dog. Press the ground away, find that correct alignment, and then inhale as you roll forwards, drop the hips, come up into cobra, find that stretch, tuck the toes, and press back to down facing dog. If you want to make this harder, you can always come through into up dog for a bit more of a strength one. If you want to, wherever you need to be. If a cobra is too much for your lower back, feel free to come to Sphinx. Wherever you need to be, this is your workout, your body, your time. So do whatever works best for you. Just coming up to the last few seconds. The next one is a hero pose with a camel hip thrust. So sitting back on your heels, you're just simply going to lift up, thrust the hips forwards, opening up your front body and lifting through the heart and the thoracic spine, and then exhale as you come down. So inhale to lift, look up, send the hips forwards, find a small back bend, and then sit back. So it's just simply opening up that front body. Whenever you're ready, so setting yourself up in hero, just sitting on the heels is fine. Inhaling to lift, send the hips forwards and lift through the heart, pull those shoulders back, exhale to sit back. Inhale to lift, exhale to sit back. So this should be opening up your chest, your shoulders, your thoracic spine, but also your front body, as well as building some strength in the glutes and the back core muscles. Just keep slowly working through those. You're nearly there. Keep going, guys, you're doing really well. And 3, 2, 1, relax. The last movement of the round is bear to bridge. So lifting the knees off the floor, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips, lift the knees off the floor. Take one leg over, come into this bridge position, thrust the hips up if you want to, and then come back and swivel around, thrust the hips up. So it's just finding that rotation. If you need to, come onto the knees halfway, sit back, child's pose, and go. So you just keep working through that movement. So lifting the knees off the floor, engaging that core, and then opening the hips and the shoulders as you come through into that bridge. So keep your feet flat on the floor in that bridge position. So flat heels, it's a bit like a break dance, rotating from side to side. Really good, guys. You're nearly there on this round. You'll have a full minute's rest at the end, and then we'll be going into our strengthening round. Nice, Daz. You probably recognise this one from CrossFit. Really good. Okay, so the next round is a strengthening round. So we're going to do similar movements, but you're going to progress them into more of a strengthening action. So the first one is a lizard press. So we're coming back to that lizard lunge that we did in the first round, except this time the foot comes just slightly behind the hand so that you've got enough space for your elbow to go out to the side. So look forwards, keep the hip lifted at the back, and then you're going to press down and up. And then when we get to halfway, you're going to switch over, shuffle around with that foot again so it's just behind the hand, enough space for your elbow to shoot past that shin, and press down and up. Keep looking forwards, keep reaching forwards. If you need to take 5 and come back to your extended child's pose halfway, you can. Just take your time. If you want to make it harder, maybe add a tempo. So lower yourself down slowly, press hard, quickly back up, and then lower yourself down, maybe for a count of 3. Whatever you need to do for your workout. We are just coming up, so get ready to set yourself up on the mat. And you're going to begin in, the Tabata clock doesn't tell me what you're going to begin in, so it's really hard, it's just an ongoing counter clock. So in 3, 2, 1, so set yourself up on that mat, in your lizard lunge, let the elbows shoot just past the shin, press down, use those arms to press you back up, keep pressing. So it's like a press up, but you're getting into the hips as well, and you're strengthening that back leg. So really squeeze that back thigh to keep that knee away from the floor. If you need to, you can drop the knee to the floor to make it slightly easier and just focus on the arms. But for a full body strengthening workout, just press with the arms and keep that knee lifted. You're coming up to halfway, so feel free to step and switch over. See if you can do a similar amount of reps. And then relax. So the next one is a goddess to heel lift. So you're coming into your goddess pose, sitting down into that squat position, and you're just simply lifting one heel off. Arms can stay in cactus if you want a strengthening upper body hold, or you can just place them on your hips as you do this, whatever you prefer. So you're just simply sitting back, 90-degree angle with the knees and the hips, keeping that tailbone tucked under, engaging that core. The lower you sit, the harder this is going to be on the legs. So go to wherever you need to go. Doing really well. It's quite a burner. And with the cactus arms, think about really squeezing like those scap presses. Squeeze those shoulder blades back and down, so you're pinching them together and engaging, activating all the way through from finger to shoulder. Really good, guys. Doing so well. This is the hardest round, I reckon. You're nearly there. 3, 2, 1, relax. The next one is a planching high plank hold. So we're going to come from our down facing dog position, roll forwards, planch through the shoulders, press the ground away, find that hold, and hold for 3, 2, 1, and then press back, down facing dog, relax, and come forwards again. So in that hold, really think about sucking your chest away from the ground, pulling those shoulder blades apart, pressing the ground away. Set yourself up and go. So down facing dog, inhale to roll forwards, push that ground away, pull those shoulder blades apart, hold for 3, 2, 1, press back as you exhale to down facing dog. Relax, shake it out, and then go again. So just take your time, really think about pulling those hips away, but try not to pike the hips up when you come forwards. Really try and keep them still nice and engaged. Tuck that tailbone down, and then when you come forwards, see if you can shoot those shoulders as far forwards as you can over those fingers and press the ground away. See if you can take the weight out of your feet, basically, as you rock forwards. So you should come all the way onto your toes and relax. We're going to come down into a prone position now. So option 1, we're going to do a simple locust lift. So you're going to take arms out long, legs out long, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. If you want to, you can take it a little bit further and go to a half bow, grabbing a hold of one foot and then switching, or you can take it to a full bow, yogi's choice. At the top of each lift, see if you can just hold for maybe 3 seconds or a count of 3 to make it harder. Again, if you need to press back, come into child's pose halfway, feel free. So whichever choice you've gone for, on all of them you're squeezing the glutes, you're also squeezing the shoulder blades, and with the bow, really think about kicking back into the ankles so that you lift the upper body away from the floor. So use your legs to lift your upper body. Doing really well. You've just got one more movement left of this round. You're nearly there. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. We're going to switch onto our bums now. So swiveling over, we're going to go from tuck to boat. Tuck to boat. Option to just simply do tucks or single leg boats, whichever you prefer. In all cases, think about lifting through the chest, don't sink into that lower back. So really connect your glutes to the floor, find that tuck position, and then extend and tuck. If you need to, you can tap the toes on the floor to stabilize you. You can also use your hands on the floor to stabilize you, behind or in front, wherever you need to be. Yogi's choice, just think about engaging that lower core, squeezing in the compression zone, so your quads should feel this too, and keep that heart nice and lifted. If you want to make it harder, see if you can hold that boat for a few seconds, and then come back to tuck, and then inhale as you lift and hold. Come back to tuck. Keeping that lower back nice and lifted, not rounding or sinking into it. Protect your spines, guys. And relax. You've got a whole minute's rest before the final fastest round. So the next one is a cardio round. The first one we have, the first movement, is a down facing dog to a push-up. So you're going to come, an option to do this on your knees if you need to. You're going to come from down facing dog, take a nice deep exhale as you press back, and as you inhale, roll forwards, exhale, press up, and then inhale to push back. So you're halfway through your rest now. So just shake it all out. If you want to come to your knees in that down facing dog press up, you can come forwards, drop the knees, press, and push back. Whatever you need to do. Don't worry too much about the breathing while you do this, just worry about the movement and your alignment and wherever you need to be. So set yourself up, coming into that down facing dog. Find your nice position, and I'm sure it's going to beep at us any second. You can take a moment there if you want to, stretching out the calves, the ankles. It will go, I'm sure. I've preempted it too early. We're nearly there. So take another breather, and whenever you're ready, set yourself up. Find that down facing dog and go. So press up and push back. Down facing dog, press up, push back. Try not to worm. If you find yourself worming, come back to that knee progression as you do this. And again, think of that scap press that we did at the start, keeping that stability, so squeezing or pulling the shoulder blades apart as you go through that press up so that you've got that nice strong upper body shoulder girdle position. You're doing really well. It's quite a tough one, this. Doing so well. And relax. The next one is a ninja lunge. So we're going to come into a wide leg position, and we're simply going to come down into a Cossack squat. So if you can, try and keep the heel to the floor. If not, don't worry. We're just going to come from side to side, engaging the inner thighs to pull ourselves up and using the legs. So this thigh will pull you as you push with the other thigh up. So just going from side to side. If you want to, you can lift the heel off the floor of the squatted leg and lift the toes and have a little stretch in the middle of it. Wherever you need to be, just try and keep that chest nice and lifted. You can use your hands on the floor to guide you if you need to, wherever you need to be. So just gently move from side to side. You don't have to go as low. You can just come just slightly higher than above parallel. Feel those legs engaging. Feel that heart rate raising. You've only got 3 more movements left, and then we are done until New Year. So relax. The next one is a plank hip tap. So option to do this on your hands and knees, or option to do it in your full plank position. And you're simply going to tap the hip to the floor. So there's a little bit of a press and strength, but there's a rotation of the hips. If you're on your hands and knees, find that plank position, and it's simply just dropping the thigh to the floor. Really good, guys. So just take it nice and steady. Obviously, the faster you go in this round, the harder the work will be. You're nearly there. You're doing so, so well. Your arms can have a little rest on the next movement. Really good, guys. Doing so, so well. So try and keep that nice, strong upper body position in that plank. Keep those hips nice and tight, and keep squeezing your inner thighs as well, and relax. So the next one, we're going to come onto our feet, and we're going to do flying chair jump. So you're going to sit into chair pose, and then you're going to jump, catch and chair, jump, catch and chair. Keep landing back in your heels, keep the torso nice and tight, and keep the tailbone tucked under. So set yourself up into Tadasana. And when you're ready, inhale to lift the hands up above the head, and go. So jump, catch and chair, sorry. Jump, catch and chair. The lower you can catch, or the lower your chair that you brace, the harder it's going to be in terms of a strength workout as well. So really brace that core, keep that tailbone tucked under, keep pulling those ribs down towards your pelvis so that that tailbone remains tucked under and the core or the abdominals remain engaged. Really good. If you need to take a breather halfway, you can. It's quite a hard one to keep up for a full 45 seconds. And relax. The final one is a tiger curl with an ankle tap. So we're going to come into our down facing dog. You're going to inhale as you lift one leg up. Tiger curl, so nose to knee. Step back and then ankle tap with the hands. So one tap each side and then repeat on the other leg. So tiger curl, step back, ankle tap. So when you're ready, find that down facing dog position. Lift one leg up, exhale, tiger curl, nose to knee. Step back, ankle tap, ankle tap. Other leg, tiger curl. Step back, ankle tap, ankle tap. If you want to really get the strength part out of this, really focus on that nose to knee. So engage that core, tuck that knee as far up and under as you can. As you roll forwards for that tiger curl, imagine as well pressing the ground away. So those planching holds that we've done, do that with your arms and your chest to create that space for that knee to come through. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. You guys are done. You even get a cheer at the end. Wow. Cool. Okay, so we will start with our warm-up. So if you come to the back of your mat and sit back in extended child's pose and just catch your breath for a couple of moments. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So imagine you're blowing out through a straw. Try and regulate the rhythm of that breath. Slowly bring that heart rate down. One more deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, walk the hands all the way over to the left. Find a stretch in the right side body. Take 2 deep breaths. And then slowly walk the hands as you inhale, all the way back to center, and as you exhale, over to the left, find a stretch in the left side body. Sorry, over to the right, find a stretch in the left side body. Take 2 deep breaths. From here, you're just going to walk the hands all the way back to center and then come up into a kneeling position. We're going to take the left foot outside of the left hand. Just take a moment to find that stretch in the hip flexor. Take a few deep breaths, maybe pulse it if you want to, and then we're going to take the left hand back to the right foot and bring that heel in towards the glute. Maybe pulse it a few times to prevent any cramp, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, replace the hand and pull back to a nice half splits position. So flexing the toes back, straightening that front leg. Reach your nose towards your toes. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale as you come forwards and switch the legs, sorry. So right foot comes outside of right hand. Sink into that lunge. Open up that hip flexor again, stretch it off. And then when you're ready, right hand goes back, reaches for that left foot. Bring the heel into your glute. Pulse it a few times, prevent any cramps. And then hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And as we inhale, we're going to pull back, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes back towards us, reaching nose towards toes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to come forwards, and then we're going to walk the feet underneath us and come into a simple seated forward fold. So taking the feet straight out in front of you, pulling the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath your sit bones so you're fully connected to the floor. Flex the toes back towards you. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as you fold, reaching over, thigh towards, chest towards thighs, nose towards toes, and just take 5 deep breaths. Feel that stretch in the lower back and the glutes as well as in the hamstrings by trying to flatten your stomach over your thighs. Two more deep breaths all the way in. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, fold deeper. And then inhale as you slowly come all the way up. Slide your bums down towards your heels, come onto your backs, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a small little hug. And then maybe drop your toes to the floor, keep your heels lifted. Take your hands out to the side in a T-shaped position, palms facing down, and we'll just drop the knees from side to side, for a few window wipers to finish. Maybe 5 or 6 rotations on each side. Last one each side. And then slowly bring your knees all the way in towards your chest. Hug them with both arms, rock from side to side, massage that lower back. And then whenever you're ready, slowly roll all the way up to seated. And join me in the center of your mat for one final deep inhale as we lift the hands up above the head, palms together. And as we exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste. Happy Christmas, guys.